Do you feel like you are being watched at casinos? By the casino? By other players? Have I ever told you the story? I'll never forget this. Of a lady. I was playing Super Hot Flaming Pots. I had to get up. I think it was for the restroom. I had to get up, and I didn't see a slot host, a slot attendant around. And so what I did was I turned the chair around. My card was in the machine. I had $6 left in credit in the machine. Turned the chair around. I had to really go to the restroom. Looking around. I don't see anybody, right? I don't see anybody. I just left it. But I did all the steps that I needed to make it look like somebody's still playing. Credits in the machine, card in the machine, and my chair was turned up on the reverse. A whole bank of Super Hot Flaming Pot. I'm thinking about 8 of them, and they were all empty. I'm the only one playing. So all the slots were empty. My chair was reversed. I go to the restroom. Gone for about a minute and a half. Restroom was really close to that machine. So I go, screw it, I'm gonna go. I come back, and all of a sudden, I see this lady playing my machine. I got so upset. I got so damn upset because all these other machines, this little old Asian lady, why is she playing my machine? She turned the chair around. She probably collected my ticket, took my card out of the machine, and started playing my machine. I was gone for literally 90 seconds, guys. Okay? I come back, and I got upset. What are you doing? Why are you playing my machine? I was gone for 90 seconds. What's up with that? Were you watching me get up, leave my machine? You took my $6. Why couldn't she play another machine? I made a big stink about this, The security came. I had to talk to the security. The managers came. I made a big stink about this. I was in the wrong, right? They actually said, there's nothing we can do, sir. You left the machine without calling a slot attendant to watch over your machine. And too bad. And as far as your money goes, you're responsible for your own ticket. Naturally, I was so upset. And the lady, I mean, come on, man. If you're one of these people that do this, yes, believe it, guys. There are people that go to the casinos and just walk around. It's like a mall. It's like shopping. It's like you go out and it's like a park to some of these people. They watch other people play. They look for screw ups. They look for people leaving money in machines. There are people that just cash out tickets. If people, slot players leave like 30 cents, 20 cents, 10 cents, sometimes some of these slot machines don't have the lucky chance winner, right? So they leave the machine. They leave 20 cents in there. They leave 30 cents in there. Because they can't do a lucky chance, they don't want to print out a 10 cent, 6 cent, 5 cent ticket. They just leave it in there. There are people that go around to the casinos and just cash these little tickets out. You'd be surprised. And you're not supposed to do that. But there are people that do that. There are people that just watch you play. There are people that follow you over there. And if you screw up, they're gonna take advantage of you. It's not enough that we get watched with the eye in the sky, right? I mean, yeah, casinos, right? But I think that casinos, they look at you every little move you make. Have you ever noticed how many security guards are standing everywhere? This place is like Fort Knox. Casinos are like crazy, just secured places where they got you, they see you, security walking around. It's a crazy place. It's a monitored place. It's not a place where you go if you want to be like, kind of like secretive about it. No, you're being recorded at all times. That's fine. I understand that. That's every casino is like that. But when these people come around, other patrons, and they just follow you, they watch you, there are things that people do to watch your play where it doesn't look like they're around, but they are. They're sitting 3 aisles over watching you play. I had this one guy, I can tell he was watching me because every time I would sit on a new machine, I would see him 2 aisles over just looking straight at my play, looking straight at me, what I was doing. I'd move to the other side of the casino. This guy would just come, and I didn't make myself known that I knew he was watching me. I just looked back and I see this guy still watching everything I was doing. In my high roller days, I'd never forget that moment. Maybe, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was because he would see how much I was playing, how much I was putting in the machine, how much money I had on me. Things like this exist, and I want you guys to be very, very, very careful. A lot of things are going on while you're sitting there frustrated, out of your mind, losing. You don't pay attention to those little details that you should be paying attention to. Anytime there's money involved in anything you do, you have to be careful, okay? You should be responsible for your own money. Lost tickets. I've had people tell me stories where they've actually snatched a ticket out of a gambler's hand and took off. Then, the person was telling me that they snatched a ticket out of their hand, and then he said, "Hey, what the hell?" And they went running after him. The person got caught. He got the ticket back. It's funny to me that my local casino would have this kind of rules saying you're responsible for your own ticket. Isn't there any way where a surveillance camera can show that, hey, he or she actually stole my ticket and you can get that money back somehow? Isn't that theft? So for them to come tell me that, I know that if the machine had $300-400 in it, I would really be upset. It was $6. I let it go, but that's kind of weird. I've heard other people tell me that, hey, this person stole my ticket, but the casino gave it back to me because they checked the cameras. For them to tell me that it's my responsibility, yeah, it is. Guys, be aware of that. Be aware of your wallet at all times. Be aware of your Tito's, the tickets at all times. I know a lot of you guys, when you guys play slots, you like to put in money, cash out, save the ticket after a bonus, rinse and repeat, right? So you end up with a lot of tickets. So what you have to do is you have to really be careful at how many tickets you have, where you're putting the tickets, because those things can be easily lost. I found so many tickets on the floor. One time I found a bigger ticket, and I didn't play it. You think I'm stupid? It was a pretty big ticket, and it was under $1,000, but I found a ticket and I didn't play it. I just returned it back to the cage. I said, "Hey, I found this ticket. Hopefully the owner will come." But I guarantee you 99.9% of the time when gamblers lose their money and you find money, they don't return that money. Now, can casinos get you for that? Can you get in trouble for that? Will you get caught? Let me know in the comments if it's human nature, right, guys? You lose money. You ever think about the time where, like, you ever thought to yourself, if I find money on the floor, I wish I found money on the floor. You go to the parking lot, you walk to shame, you do the walk of shame, you lose some money, you go home, it's time to go home, and you think to yourself, man, I wish I found $1,000 on the floor right now. I'd take it and go gamble. How many of you guys ever wish that? I guarantee you, most of us would not return the tickets, would not return the cash, put it in their pocket and go gamble again. Right? Am I right? Leave it in the comments if you would actually do that or not. Let me know what you would do if you found a ticket like for $200 or $500. It's rare, but hey, people make mistakes, right? You ever seen that YouTube video where the guy was doing like a hidden camera, and he would actually plant money on the floor and say, "Hey," he'd go to the slot player under their feet and say, "Pick up the cash that they planted, drop there," and then the slot player would lie and say, "Hey, that's my money. What are you doing? That's my money." Pretty funny video. It's the reality, though. You think you dropped it, or maybe you didn't. You're lying to the person because he has it on tape where he planted the $100 bill, goes under the player's foot, and says, picks up the money, and then the player looks down and says, "What are you doing? That's my money. That's my money." It's human nature to do that, and maybe you think you've dropped money. I'm pretty careful with my cash. I know exactly how much I have in currency when I walk into a casino, and I know exactly how much I gambled and lost, and I know exactly to maybe the dollar of how much I should have. So I'm pretty good with that. I'm very careful at my Tito's, my tickets. I normally don't like to hold tickets for a long time. I usually, if I get a 2 or 3 or 4 tickets in my wallet, I like to go and cash it out before I continue playing. And I do that from time to time. So, yeah. There's been other times where I've had arguments with people. What are some of your pet peeves at casinos? Playing the slots, they are games that really don't need any human supervision. So things can get a little dicey with other players. Fights over machines, fights over... You've seen it, some of my videos. Guy rushes over, takes the machine that I was walking towards, and it happens. Disagreements happen, fights happen. Players get aggressive because they're losing, and they take it out on the guy next to them. Don't watch my slot play. Don't look over here. I've done that too. When things weren't falling my way, I noticed. Here's a funny little story. I don't know if I've told this on this channel or not, but one time I was losing, and I'll never forget this. This was before I started recording my channel, but one time I was losing, and I would get really upset. And I noticed that the person next to me is not playing, just sitting there, right, with their gift, and they're just looking around and things of that nature. Every time I would get a bonus, the game was Dragon Link. Every time I would get a bonus, that person would move their head this way, look at my bonus, look at me play, sitting next to me, right? Again, the bonus was over. I would get a crappy bonus after dumping so much money in there, and I would take it out on the person looking at my bonus. Like, what are you doing, dude? Like, don't you have something to do? I would literally tell the person next to me, say, "Hey, don't look at my play." We do those kind of silly things. It's not, we can't control ourselves. We want to blame the losses on that person looking at my machine, looking at my screen. Their bad eye, their bad aura. You want to kind of, if you feel like you have this bad aura around you, just move, go somewhere else. That's why some people play high limit, because they don't want to have people around them. Less fuss, less noise. I'd get upset. I'd say, "Hey, look the other way, or don't look at my machine. I know I'm in the wrong. Okay, I know I was in the wrong." You got to control these kind of things. I'm not saying I was perfect back then. Now, I wasn't. When I would lose big money, I would be very upset at other people, because I would think that, hey, everything would get to me. Everything would piss me off. Every little movement, like I said, these slot aisles are not human supervised. When you have tables, they got the pit boss, they got the dealers, you got humans doing their thing. But with slots, you're on your own with the machine and all these other players. How many times have I gotten upset at people banging the machines? How many times I would tell the person, "Dude, can you just chill a little bit?" One time, this person was banging on the machine across from my machine, and the aisle was shaking so much, I kind of got upset. I'm losing there. Imagine you sitting there losing your ass, and all of a sudden your whole aisle, your machine starts shaking. Like, you get upset. What I should have done is got up, move out of that location. No, I was losing. I should have moved. But then I turned around and I go to the other side where this person was just nailing it. I go, hey, my machine is shaking. You're causing this whole thing to go, crazy over here. It's not really a good experience for me. Can you please chill? I shouldn't have done that. Never confront people. It's not worth it. It's not really worth it, because the reason why I say that, I don't agree with what they do, right? I don't agree with their behavior and the way they slam the machines, kick the machines, right? That's not what I do. So even though that I don't agree with it, it's not my place to call them out. The only reason why I'm saying that is because there's been times where I was slamming the machine, getting a bonus, excited. I wouldn't like it if somebody came and said tone it down. So you got to see it both ways. Again, I don't agree with that type of aggression towards a slot machine. You might break it. So things of that nature, fights. There's a lot of arguments that go on with other strangers at casinos. Human behavior, some behavior is very strange, because it's not enough that we get these tight slots, but we also get attitudes from employees. It's like a place where people lose their money. They're on pins and needles. They're not happy, so they have attitudes. They're angry. People are upset. I get it. When I used to high roll and I used to lose, I'd be like very rude to people because I didn't want people talking to me. The biggest thing that pissed me off with slots, the biggest thing that would piss me off back then was when other players would look at my bonus and say, damn, you hit a good one. Good job. There you go, right? Yeah. But I'd still be upset because I was down a lot and that bonus wasn't going to do anything for me, right? And there's been times, again, back in the high rolling days, where I'd say, how much I'm in? Very, very mean, very rude. It's kind of saying, hey, don't talk to me anymore. I'm in this tilt mode. I don't really want to interact with anybody. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to know your life or what you've hit. I don't want to know what you've played in the past. Just let me be with my machine. Let me do my thing. Don't talk to me. I'm not there to socialize. Again, human nature. That's just the way we get sometimes when we're on tilt. We're not the happiest people. We're not joyful. We're very mean. Sometimes people get that way. I've gotten better at that only because, I have a channel. People come up to me. I got to really be nice to everybody. And I'm generally a nice person. I know you guys are too when we win, right? When we win, we're nice. When we win, we are extremely jubilant. We're happy to be there. But when we lose, it's hard to have a conversation. It's hard to be social. You just, you're miserable, So winning, losing, big difference. A lot of things have happened in the casino with me that I really, really don't like. Things set you off, things change your mood. Different things. Let me know in the comments what really pisses you off when people do what they do. I'm very sensitive to smell. I'm very sensitive to bad odors and bad cologne or perfume. Word of advice, you don't need to swim in cologne to smell good, okay? You're actually defeating the purpose of that product that you're spraying on your body. You really don't need to shower with cologne. It's really, oh man, like if and especially when somebody's wearing cheap cologne or perfume, man, it just makes me cough. I get irritated, my eyes. I kind of want to get away from that because it just chokes me up. I'm very sensitive. Some of these perfumes and colognes smell really terrible, make me want to cough. I get up, I move. Those are the little things, and that can really like ruin your mood. It can really set you on tilt. It can make you do things that you normally don't do because you're upset at somebody. Another thing that I hate is when you go with a friend and the friend is pretty much wants to go home. I've had my share of run-ins with these kind of situations. When you're traveling with big groups in Vegas, you kind of want to do your own thing, and you are obligated to cut the place short. You're on maybe a winning streak and you have to go because everybody wants to go eat now. Everybody wants to change casinos now. You don't want to be rude saying, hey, you guys do your own thing, I'll do my own thing. Every time I go with a friend, and I don't suggest you going with friends to casinos, but if you do, make sure you guys agree on a time limit, because when you're on tilt, you just, half the time you want to get your money back. The results, good or bad, you're there for hours. And if you guys agree on, okay, 2 hour or 3 hour max, please honor that, because it's not pleasant for the other guy to have to wait around for you. Doesn't matter how much money you lose, doesn't matter. Don't bring that up as an excuse of saying, hey man, I'm down 5,000. Don't give me this. You're stuck with one car. I've had that kind of thing happen. I kind of don't want to deal with that anymore. It's just annoying. So I understand, right? I understand the situation people are in. I'm not military where I say, damn it, 2 hours have passed exactly. Now we're leaving. I understand, give an extra hour, give or take, right? I understand. I'm human, it happens to me. But with that agreed upon time, if it's 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, but if that 3 hours turns into 10 hours and you're kind of stuck there and you've lost all your money and there's nothing for you to do, right? That kind of sucks for the person waiting around the extra 5-6 hours. So, by the way, yesterday's video, man, I read some really nice comments. Thanks, guys. You guys mean a lot to me. You guys can relate to what I'm talking about. And it just blows my mind. It motivates me to make more videos when I read those kind of comments. When you guys said, hey, this is me. You are talking about me. This is exactly who I am. And it's wow, right? That kind of comments, that kind of response from you guys, it just makes me not want to stop Storytime Slots. It makes me think that, hey, my videos are kind of working out for people, right? So thank you. I read all the comments. The comment section is so amazing to read. It's like the highlight of my day, reading the comments. I'm so glad I can relate to other people's play, other people's experiences at casinos, because I lived it. This is exactly who I am. You can pretty much tell. I'm not making things up because that's who you are. How do I know how you act? The only way you could explain what I talk about is having lived that life, having been through what I've been through. You can't just sit here and fake stuff, because it's just not. You can pretty much tell when somebody's being fake, right? You can. I can tell when somebody's being fake. Don't get me started with slot channels. This one person in the comment section said, get your something, take the slot channels out of your mouth. Don't talk about them. In a rude way, right? In a rude way. And I responded, I said, if I don't, what are you going to do about it? Get these slot channels out of your dirty mouth or something like that nature. It was pretty funny. It's so hard to build an audience playing the slots because the competition is so high. You need a lot of money. You need a lot of backing to even make a dent in this space. And I feel like Storytime Slots, we've done a good job at the amount of money that I've lost or won or whatever, the gambled. I think I've done a pretty good job, you know. I don't know. I'm not even gambling right now. I'm just talking. And I like making talking videos. And they're all off the cuff. They're not scripted. I don't really have a teleprompter. Where's teleprompter? There's nothing here. So it's just off the cuff, off the top of my head. Nothing scripted. If there's a topic that I want to talk about, I just boom, turn this thing on and talk about it. One thing about gambling, anti-gambling content that I produce is that when people, they like to hear it, you know, and I understand why. These kind of topics can get repetitive. These kind of discussions. I don't do news. I don't do gambling news. What's going on with this casino? What's going on with the... sometimes if it's big event, I'll mention it. I'll make a video. But the majority of my conversation pieces on this slot channel is about the addiction, is about the human element, the effects, the after effects, the addiction, the addict. Yeah, let me know. Give me feedback. You know, I like to hear your feedback. I like to hear, you know, you guys tell me what you want to see. Like I said in the past, this channel is not about me. It's about all of us, you know. It's not only my channel, it's all of our channels. So your feedback and comments are greatly appreciated for me. And I take consideration in what you guys think here. So the comment section on this channel is probably the best thing. So you guys drive this channel. You guys are the reason why I make videos. Your experiences, your what you've been through, your stories. You guys are a big part of what I do here. So I'd like your feedback moving forward. So, yeah. All right. Well, we're approaching 10,000 subs. Not that close, but things are moving along a little better than before. So I was stuck at like 8,700 for wow, like forever. So we're approaching, what is it today? Today's 18th or something of June. So I think we're approaching 10 months. It's going to be our 10 month anniversary. Not even a year Storytime Slots has launched. So can I get to 10,000 by the year anniversary? Let's see. You can help me out with that by hitting that subscribe button. I know a lot of you guys are not subscribed when you watch my videos. Just you guys really motivate me. It'll help me out immensely. It doesn't cost you a thing. Just hit that subscribe button. All right? Hit that subscribe button. And also I want to give a big shout out to my members. The $3.99 a month thing. You know, I don't really do member only content. And by the way, how would you feel if I did that? I don't do it, but I kind of want to show my appreciation for those that do a little extra for the channel. You know, like I said, I've always said that thanks for watching. Give me one of these. It doesn't cost much. It doesn't cost you anything at all. Subscribe. Thank you. That's supporting my channel. But for those handful of people right now that are members, I don't offer any member-only content. I don't offer anything extra, but I'd like to show my support, my appreciation for those people that do $3.99 a month. There's a join button. So thank you guys for that too, for the members of Storytime Slots. There's a handful of you. I want to thank you guys as well, and thank everybody. You know, because this is I'm kind of in a space on the channel where I'm trying to figure out where to take it from here on out. What direction should I go? And let me know in the comments. Help me out. All right, help me out. It'd be very much appreciated. All right, so subscribe. Let's get to 10,000 subscribers, and that's about it, guys. I don't got anything else today. I got no casinos in the schedule. I don't want to go. I do not want to go. I don't want to be there. It's kind of like a seesaw battle I play within myself. It's hard. It's hard, but we're living through it. We're feeling better every day. And let's help each other out. See you next time. Thanks for watching.